buying a timeshare.
Welcome to Bloomberg On Demand, the business of life. I'm Carol Biaggi. An estimated 5 million people own timeshares at more than 1,500 resorts in the United States. For most owners, timeshares make financial sense only if they're used over a significant number of years. There are financial risks, and reselling a timeshare can be difficult. Here's a look at how it works and what you need to know before buying.
Timeshares appeal to families, especially with children, because there's much more value, much more convenience. Really, in the long run, it's much cheaper to go on vacation.
Timeshare owners Tom and Sharon Groupie take vacations at Wyndham resorts like this one in Orlando, Florida. They say the units are larger than hotel rooms.
It's very important to have a very large kitchen that we can fit into and cook, and have a dining room table where we can all sit around together. We don't have to just sit on the edge of beds.
Like most timeshare owners, Tom and Sharon paid an upfront purchase price. In 2002, they bought a deeded property with about 2 weeks of vacation for $15,000. The timeshare comes with an annual maintenance fee of about $800.
I felt very good about it. I thought, wow, this is going to help us to go vacationing.
Assume that in the first decade, Tom and Sharon will pay $8,000 in maintenance. Add in the purchase price, and that's $23,000 or $2,300 a year. That's about what they spent on smaller hotel rooms with no kitchens.
We're probably spending $1,000 a week if we go somewhere and stay in a hotel. I'm thinking, okay, if we're doing that 2 weeks a year, that's $2,000 plus.
By now, Tom and Sharon say the value they've received has more than justified the purchase price. So today, the cost of their 2 weeks of vacation is the $800 maintenance fee, or $400 per week. And for a membership fee of about $80 a year and a little under $200 per trade, an exchange company named RCI lets Tom and Sharon swap their timeshare for vacations at a wide variety of resorts.
RCI has 4,000 properties in over 100 countries around the world. The great thing about timeshare is that there's lots of variety, lots of different types of properties.
Fiona Downing is RCI's Senior Vice President.
Exchanging is very easy. You deposit your week of ownership or your points with RCI, and then you search the availability, more often than not on our website, and then you can exchange subject to availability around the world.
Tom and Sharon say they didn't know much about timeshares until they attended a sales presentation held at a resort. Industry insiders say that's typical.
You not only get your discount, you get a free upgrade based on availability.
The number of people that absolutely know what they're getting themselves into when they're buying a timeshare is probably less than 10%. It's more of an emotional purchase. You go look at the product and you sit there and you say, God, this is gorgeous. You know, we should get one of these things.
James Kozlowski is a licensed real estate broker who specializes in timeshares. He says there's one key fact that most resorts won't tell you.
When you're buying a timeshare, you're always going to get a better buy buying it on the resale market versus buying it directly from the developer.
Kozlowski says eBay, Craigslist, and other sites are full of timeshares listed at prices 50% or more below what developers are charging. It's all because supply vastly outstrips demand.
Most resorts do not provide any sort of an exit strategy for their owners. You know, their family needs change, the kids grow. A lot of people say, you know, I just need to get rid of this timeshare.
In fact, you can find a large number of timeshares for sale on the web for as little as $1.
The economy the way it is right now, there's a lot of timeshare that is not reselling regardless of the price.
Blue Tree Resort is a timeshare in Orlando with a maintenance fee of around $500 a year. Jamie Carl helps manage the property and says plenty of owners will give you their timeshare for free.
You know, I know of 30 owners right now who would give their week to somebody to get out of paying the maintenance fees anymore. They're sick, they lost their job. It's not feasible in their life anymore to keep the timeshare.
When owners can't sell, some just quit paying their maintenance, exposing themselves to collection agencies and lawsuits.
Delinquency rate is a problem for a lot of timeshares.
The industry says national delinquency rates have remained steady at about 10%. Unpaid maintenance, poor management, or acts of nature can all cause fees to rise or assessments to be levied on owners.
The year we had the hurricanes come through Orlando here, 3 of them, all the insurance went up. That increased everybody's maintenance fees probably about 25% overnight.
There are a significant number of resorts facing financial difficulties. If you're making a decision to buy, you really have to understand what the financial condition of that resort is.
Shep Altschuler is the publisher of Timesharing Today. He says it's essential to do research before you buy, and it's a great idea to rent first.
Try before you buy. Visit that resort on several occasions. Get to speak to as many owners as possible. You want to ask very pertinent questions about delinquency rates. It's extremely necessary to talk to a licensed timeshare resale broker or a competent attorney that you know, and make sure you know what you're getting into contractually.
Experts say buying a timeshare from a developer with a well-known name will help if you ultimately decide to sell.
If you own a quality timeshare like a Marriott, a Hilton, a Hyatt, a Disney, and you buy directly from them, when you go to resell, you're probably going to recoup about 50% of your investment. If you bought directly from a developer that's not a big name, then you're probably going to take a bath.
Tom and Sharon say after 10 years, they've gotten more than their money's worth and have no plans to sell. They're part of a majority of satisfied owners. A 2010 survey found 84% rated their ownership experience as excellent, very good, or good, and 69% said they'd recommend their timeshare to others.
I like the comfort that they offer us. It really is comfort zone. I feel like I've come home.
To recap, buying a timeshare from a developer means paying an initial purchase price as well as a yearly maintenance fee. There's a risk that over time your maintenance may rise or you may be charged a special assessment. You can find plenty of timeshares online at prices significantly below what developers charge. No matter where you buy, it's a good idea to use a licensed broker or an attorney. And always check the financials before buying. Because of oversupply, sellers who bought from developers usually get a fraction of what they paid. You can find more information at the websites of the Timeshare Users Group and Timesharing Today. Thanks for watching Bloomberg On Demand, the business of life. I'm Carol Biaggi.